In this week's Saving Women's Spaces, we're monitoring the fallout to the Biden administration's planned changes to Title IX. The Department of Education saying that, quote, the final rule protects all students and employees from all sex discrimination prohibited under Title IX, including against discrimination based on sex stereotypes, sexual orientation, gender identity, and sex characteristics. But do these changes really help to create inclusion? Or does it actually hurt women and girls in sports? Joining us now to weigh in, celebrity fitness trainer Jillian Michaels. Jillian, welcome, and thanks for coming on today. So President Biden and his administration plans to really change the entire landscape of women's sports by essentially allowing gender identity to cover anyone who calls themselves a woman the chance to play in women's sports. As an athlete yourself, does that sound fair?
It sounds absurd. Listen, I want to be totally clear. I'm empathetic to the situation. I completely understand why we want to provide inclusion, but we also need to provide a level playing field, and you have to determine what's the overriding principle here, right? And the science just does not lend itself to this case. If you look at every single aspect from a genetic predisposition to strength, there are over 6,500 genes in biological men and biological women that express themselves differently. 3,000 of those differences impact the musculoskeletal system. It's just, I could go on and on and on. The data's not there, and it's simply not fair. You're not transphobic. You're not a bigot if you're pointing out the unbelievable differences and the insane advantage that biological males have, even on puberty blockers.
Sure. You don't have to be an expert to see these clear differences. And I think, too, you know what goes into actually preparing for a match or a game. You've got to go through the locker room. There's a lot of training involved right now. There are other instances where women perhaps might not feel comfortable when you're in a very vulnerable state and you're sharing it with a biological male.
You know, listen, my feeling on this one is that it's not even a necessary fight. I've yet to hear about a transgender woman attacking biological women. I would say, I completely understand, I get it, but this is not one where it's like painting trans people as predators. I don't think it's a fight you win. I don't think it's a necessary fight. I don't think it makes sense. I get that, and I understand biological women are feeling uncomfortable, but I just think from a competitive perspective, on the scientific basis alone, the conversation ends there. And when you go down that rabbit hole, you definitely run the risk of being called transphobic or bigoted. And it's just not worth the argument when you don't even need to make it. The data is overwhelming on the advantages that biological men and transgender women on puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones still have over biological women. It is overwhelming. I could get into unbelievable statistics that you don't even need to make that case.